Okay, health students, welcome back. It is Mr. Washington here, just trying to give you guys a quick update and tell you what's going on with the process for the rest of the year, as well as give you guys today's lessons on reading a nutrition label on the backs of food. A couple of things that I want to go over with you guys real quick is still keep working on your goal that we set at the beginning of the year. I have my reflection in the glass and it's kind of distracting me, but hey, you guys get to see me 3 times, twice in the glasses, once in person. Anyways, I want you guys to keep working on your goals. Some of you guys had goals like trying to lose weight, trying to gain weight, trying to improve your running time, being able to be more physically fit, more physically active for football or another sport. Keep working on those goals. That is going to be part of your final project. So be ready for that. Keep keeping information on that. So welcome back again. I'm looking forward to this new learning format, seeing how it works out. If you guys ever have any questions, you can always email me. Let me know what's going on. My rule still stands. If you guys have an issue or concern, you can always email me. You can always contact me through what are the other formats through school. But looking forward to the next few weeks of trying to work through this together. So put the TikTok down, put the Snapchat away. Don't worry about all that stuff for right now. Give me about 15 minutes of your time and let's go over some nutrition labels. I'm going to share my screen with you of what's going on with some nutrition stuff. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can make this work. Okay, here we go. All right, first question I've got is, did you guys miss me while I was gone, while we were separated from each other? Yes, I'm out here. I'm still living at home. I shouldn't live at home. Sounds like I'm living with my mom and dad. No, I'm not living in the basement with my mom and dad, although I am in my basement right now. So let's talk about how you guys did. Feel free to drop me a line, shoot me a chat, get a hold of me. Let me know how everything's going for you guys. I am truly interested in how you guys are doing, how you guys are surviving during this time. But did you miss me? Because I, after all, did miss you. I'm not admitting that publicly, just on this video. So let's get back into the health aspect. So welcome back. We are going to focus for our learning target today. We're going to demonstrate the ability to use the information on food labels to choose nutrient-dense food and beverages, and to avoid or limit food and beverages that are low in nutrients and or may impact any health conditions. The second thing we're going to look at is our success criteria. Our success criteria is I can demonstrate the ability to use the information on food labels to choose nutrient-dense food and beverages and avoid or limit low nutrient food and beverages. Let's first of all talk about a food label itself. We're going to kind of give you guys a little show on how all this stuff is put together, how these things are structured, so that you guys can read these, so that you can make some healthy decisions and help educate yourself and your families on the food labels. So let's talk about the nutrient fact sheet. This is what you see on any publicly for sale labeled food product in the country. This is used so that you guys can, so that there's a standard, so that everyone that's looking at these food labels can understand what's going on with them. The first thing I want you guys to look at the top of this is the serving size. The serving size is how much of the food this is actually measuring. So in this case, it is 1 cup. In the average serving containers, it says 2 servings per container. So in this package, if you were to eat the whole package, you would actually have 2 serving size. A lot of times you'll find that in bags of chips, sometimes in pop, Gatorade. What you might think is a single serving container is actually a 2 serving container. Make sure you read the label carefully when you look at the serving size and then you look at the servings per container. Second thing we're going to talk about is calories. Calories is the actual content of the energy that is in the food that we're eating. In this case, the food that we're eating has 250 calories, and because of where my picture is, 250 calories from all the sources that are in it, and 110 of these calories come from fat. So this item itself is about half fat. So it's about 50% fat. You're looking at 210 or 250 calories total, 110 of it from fat. So it's a pretty high fat concentrated food. The next thing you're going to look at is if you go down, we'll see the nutrient portion of the program, or the nutrient portion of the label. They're looking at fats, total carbohydrates, and proteins. So those are the three major sources of calories, or three major sources that provide energy for you: fats, carbohydrates, proteins. So let's start first looking at the fats. You're going to want to limit the amount of fat that you take. If you'll notice, this one has 12 grams of fat. 3 grams of that is saturated fat. 3 grams of that is what's called trans fat. Then you have 30 milligrams of cholesterol and 20 milligrams of sodium. The cholesterol is an item that will help clog your arteries if not managed. And sodium is obviously your salt content. The second thing you look at is it has your total carbohydrate rating underneath it. Excuse me, the next category is carbohydrates. You're seeing 31 grams of carbohydrates. 0 of that is fiber or more healthier carbohydrates. 5 grams of that is sugar. Then if you go down to protein, you want to make sure you get good protein. You got 5 grams of protein. And then you're looking at your vitamins: vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron. Okay, now those are the different categories that we're looking at. What I want you to notice specifically is where it says percent of the daily value. What they're looking at in this case is a 2,000 calorie diet. So if a person was going to eat 2,000 calories a day, if they had 1 serving of this item, they would be getting 18% of their daily requirements for fat, 15% for saturated fat, 10% for cholesterol, 20% of their sodium. So this one item gives them 20% of their sodium for the day, and carbohydrates is 10% of the carbohydrate intake for the day. For your vitamins underneath, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron, it gets 4 to 20% and 4% respectively. Okay. So I want you guys to understand, when you're looking at these categories, when you're looking at these, you want to make sure you're getting enough calories. You want to make sure you're getting enough of the various categories, but you want to make sure it's aligned properly. You guys know that I'm trying to work out, trying to exercise, trying to eat healthier. I kind of plateaued with all that was going on. I've been a little less active since the quarantine hit. Tomorrow, I actually cleaned out my garage. I've got my gym getting set up. I should have that set up tomorrow. I'm going to start working out tomorrow so that when we talk about our physical activity section next week associated with this, I'll have some things that you guys can be doing to be physically active, not just working out, but just things in general to help maintain your weight, lose weight, or even gain weight if that's what you're trying to do. So let's look at the ingredient label. At the bottom of the chart, it should list your ingredients of what it is that you're eating. When you look at the ingredient label, the way that the ingredient label is listed is the item that has the most in it is listed first. So in this case, when you look at it, the first ingredient here is sugar, then palm oil, hazelnuts, cocoa, skim milk, reduced minerals, lecithin, vanilla, and artificial color. So what this has listed first and foremost, sugar is the #1 ingredient, the ingredient that's most prominent. Palm oil is second, hazelnuts is third, skim milk is fourth, and so on. Okay. If you go down to the next item, it will say, it lists here. So this is, again, a separate item. This one is, the ingredients are cultured skim milk, cream, chicory root extract, salt, xanthan gum, guar gum, monodiglycerides, locust bean, carrageenan as a preservative, and vitamin A palmitate. I will suggest to you that the more items that you cannot pronounce or that you don't recognize, the less you should be eating that food. If you also notice certain things like just basic fruit, if you go to the produce section and it's fruit and it's like a banana, there's no ingredient labels on those. If there's no ingredient label on it, it's probably a better item typically for you to eat. So what I've done is I went up and I've got one of my favorite snacks that I really enjoy eating. I realize it's not the greatest for me, but it is one of my favorites. It is wheat thins. This actual one is tomato basil. So I tried these the other day, really liked them. Figured why not bring a label in for you? Okay. So hopefully I can bring this up to you and you can see that it says the nutrition facts. There is approximately 9 servings in one container and one serving is 15 pieces. So 15 wheat thins in one serving. There's 140 calories in these 15 wheat thins. Okay. So the next thing we're looking at is it says total fats. There is, hopefully I can bring this to you. Total fats, there is 5 grams or 6%. Saturated fats is 3%. Cholesterol, there is 0 cholesterol, and sodium is 160 milligrams or 7%. Total carbohydrates, 21 grams. 7 of those grams, or excuse me, 21 grams. Looks like 2 of those grams. 2 of those grams are fiber, and total sugars is 4 grams. So it's a very low sugar item. The added sugar, it also includes the 4 grams of added sugar. So the sugars that were added to it for flavor is about 4 grams. So the total sugars were added additional sugars, not natural sugars. And then there is 2 grams of protein. Guys, overall, the whole grain wheat thins, I think they're a relatively healthy snack. I usually eat these with some hummus. And hummus are ground chickpeas. I really like hummus. They add a little bit of flavor, a little bit of spice to it. And it's a healthier snack for me. Well, I want you guys to go ahead and go take a look at your cabinet, find an item in your cabinet. So one of your assignments this week is to jot down every food that goes into your mouth. If it's water, I want you to monitor how much water you drink. If it is wheat thins, how many wheat thins did you eat? When did you eat it? And then I also want you to write down one word that describes how you were feeling when you ate that. Okay. If you had dinner with the family and on the dinner you had a chicken breast, a corn on the cob, and mashed potatoes, I want you to write down about how much you had. If you had, a half a corn or half a cob of corn, if you had a scoop of mashed potatoes that was the size of your palm, and again, I have pretty big palms, but again, if you use a scoop of mashed potatoes, if you have a chicken breast, it's about the size of the palm of your hand. That's the serving size that we're typically looking for, is the palm of your hand. So every meal you should eat, you should have that carbohydrate, some protein, and a grain product or a starch. So what you're looking at is a vegetable, a protein, and a potentially a starch like a potato or a slice of bread, something along those lines at each meal. Again, a couple of servings of a dairy product throughout the day, and lots of water. The standard that you guys should be looking at as 8th, 9th graders is approximately 64 ounces of water. If you're larger, you should be having basically whatever your body weight is, cut that in half, and that's the number of ounces of water you should be getting every day. I really want you guys to focus on trying to eat healthy and stay active over these next few weeks, and we're going to talk about some things that's built around that. Today, you're getting the video on nutrition and some of the nutritional supplements. I'm going to also post a video later on this week about diets and eating healthy overall. I wanted you to get started on this because I want you guys to start logging your food diaries. I'm going to create a food diary Excel sheet that you can have access to. That will get posted with the content on Monday morning. It should already be in Google Classroom. If you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Most of you guys can get a hold of me through Google Classroom, through email. Call the school. I do try and get in and check my email at school, or excuse me, my voicemail at school. or just send me an email. Easiest way to get me is email. I check that frequently. Whatever questions you guys have, whatever concerns you guys have, if you guys just want to talk, we're going to have a Zoom meeting on Monday at 1:30, I believe. I believe it's Monday 1:30. I'll confirm that. And actually, let me confirm that while I've got you guys here. But our meeting, during that meeting, we'll talk, just get a chance to talk, refresh, catch up with everybody, a little bit of socializing, but also being able to go back through and looking at the, really want to just look at what's going on overall with school, what's going on with how people are doing, and what's going on with just the overall actions. I'm going to try and share my class sheet with you, the schedule for all of the classes that are going on with yourself and with me and your other teachers that are out there. Let's see, this is going to be shared with me. And there is a lot of stuff. Oh, and because I'm in the info, I got to get into my own inbox. Let's go here. Let's sign in. Okay. All right, our calendar. That we are looking at for when we are going to meet is going to be, waiting for the computer to load it. Okay, I'm going to share the screen with you, and this is kind of the schedule that we're looking at for when we meet. Every Monday, I'd like to meet with you guys at 1 o'clock, just to be online, to talk, to kind of review stuff, answer any questions you guys have, address any concerns as a class, and again, just get a chance to socialize. It's kind of like these are office hours or tutor time or talk time that we can have, that we can talk about some health. If you guys will look, again, 1 o'clock on Mondays. We'll figure out another time somewhere later on in the week. I'd like to do one either later in the day, maybe 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock at night, where you guys can gone through your day and we're not bumping up against anybody else trying to use the internet to try and access stuff or overlapping with another teacher. But again, Monday, 1 o'clock. I'll send you guys a Zoom link. I'll post it in Google Classroom. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. All right, guys, listen, stay safe out there. Stay healthy, keeping physically fit and active. All right, have a great day. I'll see you guys later.